At 22, I was times convinced, times I was an investing genius. I had a system, I was picking individual stocks, and I was absolutely sure I'd be rich in a year. And then, in 1 week, a single, catastrophic mistake wiped out every single dollar I had saved. So, this is the brutally honest story of how I failed, and the simple truths I learned that I wish someone had just told me from the start. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about getting wealthy the time's right, time's way. Section 1. The story of the mistake. I was fresh out of college with a few $1,000s in the bank. Honestly, it felt like a fortune. My nights were a blur of scrolling through stock forums and watching videos about the next big thing. I told myself I was doing research. The story was always the same. Some small, unknown company was about to change the world, and if I just got in early, I'd be set for life. So, what was my brilliant idea? A small biotech firm. They had a miracle drug in trials, and the hype was electric. I devoured every press release and actively ignored every single red flag. I didn't just invest sometimes of my money. I went all in, and for a few days, I was a hero. The stock ticked up, and I was already mentally spending my future millions. Then, the news hit. The drug trial failed. The stock plunged 90% in a single morning. Just like that, my entire savings money, I'd spent all of college working part-time jobs to earn, was gone. Losing the money was crushing. But you know what was worse? The feeling of being a complete and utter fool. I hadn't been an investing genius. I had been gambling at a casino, and the house always wins. Section 2. The simple truths. Losing everything forced me to unlearn all the myths I believed about the market and discover what actually works. And here are the 3 simple, almost boring truths that I wish I knew at 22. Truth has home. You don't need to pick stocks. My biggest mistake was thinking I had to find the next Apple to succeed. The reality is, for most people, picking individual stocks is a losing game. The smarter, simpler path is investing in index funds. Think of an index fund as a big basket that holds small pieces of hundreds or even thousands of the biggest companies all at once, like a fund that tracks the S&P 500. Instead of betting your entire future on one company's miracle drug, you're betting on the long-term growth of the entire market. If one company in that basket goes bust, it doesn't sink your whole portfolio. That's called diversification, and it's basically your portfolio's best bodyguard. Truth #2. Time is your superpower, not timing. I was obsessed with timing the market, trying to get in right before a stock exploded. But trying to perfectly time the market is nearly impossible, even for the pros. I learned the hard way that what really builds wealth is times the market. This is all thanks to the magic of compound interest. Compounding is when your investment returns start earning their own returns, creating a snowball effect. Starting to invest in your 20 seconds, even with small amounts, can lead to a much larger nest egg than starting with more money later in life. Time is the most valuable asset a young investor has, and I wasted it chasing a quick win. Finally, truth #3. Make it boring and automatic. My disastrous trade was driven by pure emotion, greed, excitement, and finally, panic. The best way to beat emotional decision-making is to take yourself out of the equation. Set up an automatic investment plan. This just means scheduling a fixed amount of money to transfer from your bank account to your investments every single month, no matter what the market is doing. There's a fancy term for this dollar cost averaging, but it just means you are consistently investing and removing the temptation to react to scary headlines. Investing shouldn't feel like a casino. It should be a steady, predictable, even boring habit. Section 3. Your first step. Getting started is way simpler than you think. And no, you don't need a lot of money. First, open an investment account with a reputable, low-fee brokerage. Second, instead of hunting for a hot stock, choose a broad, low-cost index fund, like one that tracks the S&P 500. And finally, set up that automatic transfer. Even $50 or $100 a month is a powerful start. The amount matters less than the habit. My massive investing failure taught me a crucial lesson. The path to building real wealth isn't about genius trades or secret stocks. It's about discipline, patience, and embracing a get-rich-slow mindset. You don't have to repeat my mistakes. Start simple, start now, and let the power of time and compounding do the heavy lifting for you. If this story was helpful, subscribe for more simple, honest investing advice. Your future self will thank you for it.